Satchel from Steel Panther. You're listening to Metal Stream Radio with Metal Matt, and he's totally naked from the waist down.
This is JJ of Fight, and you're watching Metal Stream Radio.
Hey guys, so before we get into this, I've got a radio show, 2 hours of pure heavy metal, lots of fights, lots of Rob Halford, Judas Priest, but many more heavy metal bands, like Gal, some black metal, some Venom, all sorts of stuff. So tune in on Fridays, every Friday that is, 8 p.m. UK time, and Saturday, 6 p.m. UK time, or 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time if you're in the US, if you're in the States. So you can tune in and check out the links in the comments and in the description. And rock with me because it's a great show and it's heavy metal every week.
I'm here with JJ Brown today from, of course, the notorious Fight band. One of my favourite bands, being a big fan of Judas Priest and Rob Halford, of course. I've always followed Rob's different projects, and Fight was one that always, really stuck out for me. Always loved the War of Words album, and particularly the Demos album is one I really loved, the rawness, and all the songs on that were really fantastic. So I just really happy to have you here with me. And
Satchel of Steel Panther, thank you for coming onto the channel today.
It's my pleasure.
Thanks very much. I was thinking last time I saw you was in the flesh, but early 2020, and we jammed into the pit together in Bristol, which I want to thank you for. That was really, really cool.
That was very fun. I remember that. It was awesome.
Thought we'd talk a little bit about the Fight days and what you've got going on at the moment. And thanks for coming on the channel. I appreciate it.
Definitely.
What was your memories of getting that gig and those first kind of times meeting him and getting in the studio? What happened there?
Well, I met Rob at the tattoo shop I worked at out in Phoenix, and he liked my work, so I started doing work on him, and we just kind of became friends. And he went and seen my band play Cyanide, and he ended up, when he ended up asking me and Brian, that was a pretty big surprise, because I didn't know nothing about him doing anything else besides Priest. And I mean, I was ecstatic, being a young kid into metal.
Of course. I mean, it must have been just surreal kind of getting that call. Like you say, Rob had only ever, he seems so dedicated to Priest, and obviously he shows to this day, he still is, but it's, it's one of those things you wouldn't think he'd branch off and try something different and kind of start again in a way. But to me, I feel he found the perfect bandmates. Obviously Russ, who carried on to do Steel Panther as well, and Scott stayed in from Priest. He carried on with Fight, which was really cool. So you had a real dynamic band, and a young band as well. You guys were a lot younger than Rob at the time, weren't you? So you were bringing that energy and that kind of aggression and everything Rob was, I think, trying to say with that band. He had the perfect band behind him to do it. I guess being the 90s, I guess metal was changing a bit, the evolution from the 80s. The sound was kind of starting to change, and you had bands like Panther coming in, didn't you? And I remember you did Devil's Child with Sebastian Bach, didn't you?
Yeah, that was cool. Sebastian would always come up and sing with us anytime we came through New York.
Wow.
New York, New Jersey area. He would always come out and sing a song or two with us.
How did you find it, kind of just working close with Rob in that time?
We just, like, for the first album, we were in the studio in Phoenix, just kind of going through the demos that Rob had put together of rough songs.
Cool.
And then we kind of worked on those, which became the album.
Did he have some melodies kind of worked out, and you kind of guys just come together to create that sound kind of thing?
Yeah, yeah. He had a bunch of ideas on tapes that he had been working on. And then we kind of just went through them and kind of picked out what we liked and what we thought was cool and worked on it.
Was it quite full on writing sessions and recording at the time, or was it quite a fast pace? You had all the ideas and you went with it, or was it quite a long process, kind of putting it all together?
No, it went pretty quick.
Yeah.
With going in the studio and then going through the stuff, working on it, writing it, and then we went to Amsterdam to record it.
God, you must have had some fun out there. It must have been pretty crazy times, I imagine, between the
Yeah,
record.
yeah. That's the one video of me at the Panther show there where I
Yeah.
passed out. I slept through the whole show.
Oh no, I remember that now. Yeah. Oh, that was
Yeah.
pretty wild. Yeah. I guess Amsterdam isn't the place to go if you don't want to have a bit of fun,
Russ left me there.
Oh no. God.
He's like, I'm not dealing with this fucking idiot. I'm out of here.
Oh no, God.
He's passed out, covered in puke.
Yeah, not a good look. That.
Yeah.
And how was it working alongside Russ? Did you guys find it quite natural working together? So I guess were you guys from all over the place? Were you all from different places and stuff?
No, we were from different places. Yeah, we had fun. It was funny because Russ would be like, "Stay on your fucking side of the stage," because I'd run all over the fucking place.
Oh yeah, you were.
He's like, "Jesus fucking Christ, just stay on your side, man." I'm like, "Sorry, man."
I can imagine in the moment it must be quite difficult to yeah.
Oh yeah, back then I was young and I was a nut.
I think you were one of the biggest personalities. It's not very often a kind of solo project you focus on the band members. I guess sometimes the band members just there to do their job for the singer, but with you're like one of the big characters that stood out in that band. You kind of you wait for your growl sections and you wait for your personality, and you kind of you brought everything I feel like Rob was trying to envision with that band. You kind of somehow consolidated, or whatever the word is, with the exact personality that seemed to need to be there, and your voice really complemented Rob's really well with the power and it added that extra kind of rawness and power that I think Rob needed at that time and was looking for. So yeah, I mean that was something for me. I feel Fight needed that, so yeah, props to you for that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I've had a couple other people that have come up to me, and said they had seen me play, and that I had inspired them, to play, and I'm like, wow, that's a huge compliment, thanks.
That's amazing. Yeah.
I don't think of that stuff. I'm just, doing my things,
I just wanted to touch on the fight stuff a little bit because I love fight, as you know. So I just wanted to ask about, do you have any unheard stories or cool memories from those fight days? And how was that whole thing for you?
Dude, let me tell you, I was a very young man when I joined that band. I was 20 or something. 20. And it was a really, really great learning experience for me. Because, I remember being in that band and thinking, my God, Halford, greatest heavy metal singer on the planet, right?
Yeah.
And God, he's so old. I thought he was old at 40. He was like 42. I think I was like 20 or 20.
Yeah.
And but he still sings great, even at like almost 70, right? And he's so it was a great learning experience for me because that was his band, and I got to contribute to some degree, but it was also set up to be his band. So for me, even though I had a great time, playing, with those guys like Scott Travis, amazing drummer. The other guys were super cool, Brian Tills, JJ Brown.
Yeah.
And they're both great, super great guys. And we had a lot of fun because those guys were young too. Well, not Scott, but the other guys. And Scott's a little bit older than me. Scott's a fucking one of the best fucking drummers to walk the face of the earth, though. Like really, I don't know that many drummers who are as good as that guy. And not only is he solid, but he also hits hard. Like a lot of dudes who have really great technique like that, who are, you know, who are fast and can, you know, play double kick drum like that. They very hard. They tap really light. But Scott Travis, he's a beast. He hits the drums. Yeah. He's a monster. He's also like 6'7". I don't know if you've ever seen the guy, but
yeah, I know. I've met him. It's like literally just looking at. I'm quite small, so it's just like, you know, like a basketball player or something. It's like just huge.
Towers over me, right? Because I'm like 5, like 6'7". I remember one time. I'll tell you a funny story. One time he got me going so good because Scott, fucking like I don't know what it is about him. He's like my brother. Like he could get me so fucking mad. Like he used to push my buttons and just fucking get me angry. I remember one time we were on the tour bus, and he was like just pushing my buttons so fucking much that I was like, all right, let's fucking go right now. Dude, what do you want? I was like, let's go. We're going outside. I'm going to fucking beat your fucking ass. He's like, shut up. I was like, let's fucking go. I'm going to kick your fucking ass right fucking now, motherfucker. And he was just looking at me like he couldn't wrap his head around why a little guy like me wanted to beat up a big guy like him.
Yeah. I know.
I had lost my shit. I literally wanted to kill him.
Really?
But he stayed calm. He stayed calm and he just sat there. He didn't get up. So
crazy. Yeah, no, that's a really good story. I know. I think I've noticed he's got quite a like dry, sarcastic wit, if I'm right, and he's quite like from what I've gathered anyway.
I fucking love him. He can drive me crazy at times, but he's a great guy. Rob's a great guy too. Rob's fucking super fucking cool, easy to hang out with.
Yeah.
And you know, I mean, obviously he's an insanely gifted singer. I really do think that Halford, as far as I mean, listen, Michael Starr, probably the greatest, like one of the best front guys on the planet for sure.
He's definitely out there with him. Yeah, no,
but I think Halford's voice, like especially like in his prime, like back in the day, his ability to like, I mean, you listen to like Sad Wings of Destiny, right? Like
yeah
stuff like Dreamer Deceiver, like listen to his vocals in his lower register.
Yeah.
And, dude, I mean, everybody's impressed with the high stuff he did, but his singing, like in his all of his range, his vibrato, he would never hit a bad note. The guy was unbelievable. One of the most amazing singers ever. So deserves all the success he's had. So
yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. He's definitely just an insane like vocal range and kind of you know, I particularly like those 82 shows, the Vengeance and all that. They're like proper full-on metal kind of thing. But the fight stuff I think you brought a whole different element, and without, like you say, such young musicians around him, I think that helped bring that young power kind of, you know, the powerful sound. And without that, I mean, a lot could be said. That band is just incredible, really. The Fight band, you know, I know JJ's aching to reunite and do some shows, I think. And like, you know, he particularly likes that Fight period, and he talks about that a lot. And, you know, I think it was such a great time, you know, it was a great thing that happened. And even though it's quite a short time.
It was a lot of fun, and it was very aggressive, and it was very cathartic to like be on stage. And dude, I mean, like when I think back to it, like, you know, it was the touring that we did. There was some mosh pits.
Oh right, yeah.
Mosh pits. I mean, I think I lost a lot of my hearing. It was so fucking loud, but it was awesome. Some great shit. And dude, every night, man, Rob would fucking bring it. He would sound great, and it was great. We always had fun playing, and I told Rob, man, like we saw, I've seen him several times over the last few years, and I keep telling him, dude, I'm ready. I want to do another fight record. I'm fucking ready. Bring it on. I think I sent him a bunch of ideas too, because I was like, I got all these fucking cool riffs that I'm probably not going to use with Steel Panther because they're just too dark, And
Yeah.
And I'm like, it would sound so cool to have Rob sing on this shit. So busy with Priest, so.
Yeah, no, I'm praying it happens. It will be really cool if it does, because I think I was just happy to do our little jam just for like 2 minutes. It was great to bring Fight back just for like just a couple of minutes and kind of hear you play those chords again, and and it's really, I hope it all happens, it's gonna be cool.
Do you think there's any chance of a Fight revival in the pipeline? Do you think, have you talked with Rob, talked with anyone else, and do you think there could be a Fight reunion?
Russ said he would be down, and Rob was talking about it when I seen him last year up in Detroit. So, he said that he would like to maybe do even at least a couple shows just to celebrate what we did. But I mean, I told him he better hurry up while we're still all here.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I agree. It'd be great just to see you guys play one more show. I mean, he was doing. I don't know how long he did that Halford band up till, but I mean that was kind of quite a long period of time. And like you say, Judas Priest is kind of seems to be drawing to an end a little bit. So there could be good time to get the ball rolling, get out there, play a show, even if it's just one reunion. It'd be awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
Because Rob's pushing 73 right now.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, you wouldn't know it until you talk about it.
No.
You don't think of it. He's so it's like, you think, shit, he better get on with that. He manages to stay youthful in his approach and everything, and it's mad. He's still out there screaming away. He's still.
Yeah, their show was killer last year.
Yeah, I've seen Priest so many times now, and I always chatted with Rob. I remember talking with Rob once, and I said to him, "Oh, I love what I love with you is that you're so precise with everything. Like he's like a perfectionist kind of thing. Everything, his pronunciation when he's singing, everything is just so precise. Diamonds and rust, and just the diction of it, and just everything is so precise with him, and the way he sings." And he just said, well, you got to be, and that was that was his answer, And I love that, It's true, you've got to be that perfectionist to be who he is, to be at that level of a singer. It takes some real concentration, and he's still to this day he's a perfectionist. You can see that in his performances. It's really cool to see. I thought I'd just say with we've done a couple of projects pretty recently. We did a while back. We had a go at a Priest thing together, didn't we, Jay? We did the Victim of Changes, and
she doesn't see me anymore. And changes come over her body. She doesn't see me anymore.
Doesn't see me anymore.
And more recently, we went a bit more effort into this one with a full production kind of thing with your friend Bob, who's also a tattooist, and he's a tattoo artist, very, very talented too. Is it Bob Terrell?
Yeah, he's amazing.
Bob Terrell, his name?
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's done a few tattoos on me.
How's it?
Yeah, his black and gray work is amazing.
Yeah. I noticed he's really well known for that style, and big time. Yeah.
Everybody loves him in the industry. He's like the nicest guy.
Yeah, he seemed really cool. It was cool seeing him. I'm glad I got to work with him and you. You know, he was on guitar, of course, for our Devil's Child. Like cover version we've done, and it's kind of it brought it a bit of a fight edge with you on your growl vocals as well, and yeah, it was really cool to do that. Did you do the producing and stuff on that? How did that work?
Yeah, I did everything on my laptop.
Brilliant. Yeah, so you've learned a lot of those skills. Did you learn those back in the day with doing fight, or is it something you learned later?
It's just always some I've been doing. I've always had a studio since back before fight.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I just always recording stuff. I got so much music on hard drives everywhere. It's bananas.
Is there a way you kind of go about your life these days? Because you've been sober a while now, haven't you? You've completely changed your old
Yeah,
habits, I guess.
I'm kind of, I guess, kind of rolling like Buddhist.
Hmm.
I go to the temple here every once in a while in town.
Oh, really? That's really cool. And is that something you find important to your life? I listened to a lot of Boy George interviews, and he's also kind of went down a similar route, and kind of it seems to change kind of your aura almost, and kind of once you sort of open up to spirituality a bit, you kind of it takes you on a different journey than you were on before, kind of thing.
I feel like everybody's on their own journey,
Mm.
and I think it's important, to work on yourself, and like for me, I want to be a better person, and I want good for the people around me, my friends and whatnot. I just figure, if I'm going to be here, I want to be happy.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I love your outlook in that way, and I always see your posts and stuff with quite a lot of positivity, and it, that's something always resonate with me too. I think it's a difficult thing, like, but I mean, you found a good balance in your arts, which obviously feeds the soul. It makes you feel great. As there's to me, as a singer and songwriter as well, that's my art kind of thing. So I know having something like that is kind of and having your actual art as well, where you can put it onto a canvas as well. It must be quite a good expression of how you're feeling and different things, and just I feel like it's good to have that thing. I guess there must be a lot of people out there who don't have art in their lives. I can't really imagine what that's like. It must be.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm.
I spent the first part of my life, everything was about the devil. And now I'm just trying to, get away from that.
Yeah.
Not that there's anything wrong with the devil.
Yeah.
I still got devils on all my shit here.
Yeah. I think
But,
for me, it's like intention. It's kind of, it depends on where your headspace is, because I kind of know what you mean. Because as a teenager, I never got into the devil big time really, but I was listening to a lot of dark music and stuff, and I did feel a shift in my kind of energy, and just things didn't feel right for a while. And when I come out of that, when I kind of come out of my teenage years a bit, and kind of I'm more of a believer in Jesus now and stuff, and I kind of just put my focus. I kind of started off spiritually, and found that I believe in something higher than me. I found a lot of the opportunities that come in my life, I felt, was from manifesting it and things, and someone had been looking out for me, or just the universe had been kind of putting things together. And these days I'm sort of more religious, kind of probably the past couple of years, I feel kind of Jesus is the one who's kind of been there for me. But it's an interesting thing, because being a metalhead, it's you do start off with just, it's all kind of dark and about the devil and things, but it can kind of drag you down a bit, I guess, depending on your mindset. I'm kind of the same as you.
Yeah, I mean, definitely it's the mindset,
Heavy metal does have all the sort of little signs of kind of the devil, I guess, but it's you kind of know it's just fun at the same time, I think, for the most
part of the show.
Part of the show. Yeah, exactly. yeah. So it is an interesting subject. That is something I always find it interesting to hear people's kind of take on that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Definitely a miracle I'm still here. So.
And you put that down to just your approach to life now and your mindset change, or?
Oh, somebody must be looking out for me, because I mean, I thought for sure I'd be dead by 30
Really?
with all the drugs and partying I was doing. I was definitely living on with all the knobs turned to 11.
Yeah. So a bit of a Lemmy situation going on there. I appreciate you taking the time to chat with me, and
Of
yeah,
course.
hopefully we'll have some more projects together. I know we're going to hopefully get some fight track working on together to do a cover of something soon. So hopefully we'll do something. I know Devil's Child went down well, so thanks to everyone for tuning into that and enjoying it. And yeah, thanks to you guys for collabing with me, and yeah, hopefully we'll do some fight next.
Yeah, I was talking to those guys at the Upside Down rehearsal the other night, and yeah, so we'll have to figure out which tune we want to do, and we'll start getting the music together for it.
Perfect. Yeah. I know it's a difficult choice. There's so many good fight songs. It's I as I said to you, I just love screaming it out. So any that I can scream it out, that's
Right.
all. Get all that energy out. Yeah, that's kind of something that stuck me with Roll. I love fight because it was just full on kind of, and no kind of holdbacks, just screaming. I love the scream vocal. That's why I love Rob's voice so much. I think it's something something I love to try and do and just have fun with. And yeah,
no, you do it well, man.
Oh, appreciate that. Thanks, man. Yeah, I mean,
everybody, all the guys are saying, man, he can fucking sing. I go, I know, fucking killed it.
Oh, I appreciate that. I mean, you've always been supportive of me from the start. I remember years ago I posted Into the Pit, and you said, "Oh, I'm calling you up if Rob doesn't come back," or whatever. So yeah, no, I've always known you've been very supportive of me. I appreciate that, because as a singer, it's quite difficult to know if you're good sometimes. But it's when I get people like you work with me, it makes me think, good, I've achieved something, So I appreciate that.
Of course. Yeah, I don't know how you singers do it, man. I'm singing in the down stuff, and fuck, man, I don't know how Phil does that all the time.
Yeah, thanks for your time, and yeah, awesome to have you on here. I know the fans will be loving hearing this, because there's not that many interviews with you out there, is there? And it's good to hear your side of the story. And yeah, just before we finish up, is there anything you want to say to anyone who's thinking about singing or picking up a bass or joining a band? Is there any advice you have or anything?
I would say just do it. It's very therapeutic. Music's therapeutic, art's therapeutic, I picture it, it's like meditation,
Exactly. Yeah, I totally recommend it.
It helps keep me sane.
That's it. Yeah. I think me too. I mean, honestly, I got such a pent up kind of personality where I need to like write stuff or sing or something. Otherwise, I don't know what the hell I'd do. I'd be in the nut house or something. I don't know what I'd be doing. I wouldn't. Yeah.
Favorite fight solo to play?
Oh, my favorite fight solo to play. I can tell you one of my favorite fight solos was For All Eternity.
No, I love that song. Yeah,
I thought that solo was one of the best solos that I did on that record. Contortion was a really cool solo. But I really worked hard on that record to I really wanted to put some fucking cool lead guitar on there because it was a cool opportunity to be on a record with Halford,
Yeah.
but I liked most of my solos on that record. Like Into the Pit was a cool solo.
Mm.
Nailed to the Gun was a cool solo.
Yeah. No, they're brilliant.
Cool. I mean, I look back at that because I was young when I played them. I was like 20 or 21 years old, and I was on fire. I played really good.
Definitely. No, you had a lot of skill. It was incredible. You added that emotion and stuff that was needed, like you say, on For All Eternity and Immortal Sin and all that. You had like a lot of emotion as well as like the very heavy things, which I think Rob and Priest have always been about as well. That emotion as well. So yeah, no, you did well with that.
It is. It's very difficult to be an artist, right? At any point in time, but especially now because artists are, it's just so hard to make a living at it. So in order to write songs and create music, like you really have to be driven by your love for music and your love for your passion for creating stuff, and it is a good. I've always felt like even like 25 years ago when you could really like make millions of dollars selling records. I always felt like it was a difficult thing to be an artist because a lot of people got swayed by wanting to make a lot of money, so you end up selling out, what they call it, right?
Yeah.
Music that everybody will like or that the record company will like or whatever, and at least now I think we're at a point where most artists, if they haven't realized it already, they're probably starting to realize you're not going to make a lot of money as a band. You're not going to certainly not going to make a lot of money as a songwriter, especially if it's your own art, right? So because nobody wants to pay for it. So, but that it's a double-edged sword. You can still make some money by touring and busting your ass, but as a songwriter, it really kind of puts the focus on, well, why would I try to write songs that are going to sell money when nobody's going to buy them anyway? So I might as well just write songs that I like, right?
Yeah.
And that's the way it should be anyway. It should
Definitely, yeah.
Art is like the best songs out there are the ones that sound genuine and they don't sound like they were contrived or written to try to satisfy the most people. It's just stuff that somebody went, oh, this is bitchin'. I'm gonna.
That's it. Yeah.
And that's what I want to do. I just want to keep writing songs that I go, yeah, I like this song, and I know that if I like it, that my band will like it, and that a lot of Steel Panther fans will like it, right? So.
Yeah. No, I think a lot can be said for that and for being real. I mean, I've noticed people are very much drawn to anything that's as real as possible and like nothing kind of fake now. I make music, but I do it mainly online, and you're right, it is like a big struggle because no one wants to buy anything these days. They just expect everything free. And I don't think they have a lot of attention span these days. I've actually been doing like short videos on YouTube, and they've got this new short video feature, and you get like a couple of 100,000 views if you put on dog catches something or whatever, and that's because the clip's about 15 seconds long or whatever. I think people seem to be drawn to that very quick thing, so you've got to kind of try and catch people's interest in short amounts of time, and then hopefully they go and then check out full songs or full whatever it may be. And yeah, it's quite a hard time at the moment. I don't know, do you have any thoughts of how anyone starting out should go about it these days, because we're in such a weird place with it all?
Like how does a new artist start? I wouldn't know what to tell a new artist except this, like I already mentioned, if you're a new artist and you love music, don't let the music industry or how depressing it is stop you from doing it, because yes, it's not an easy time to be a musician, but you have to, it's always been tough to be a musician. So I feel like if you really, really love music, you really, 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 really love music, you will just do it, because everybody that I know that's a musician, who loves it, they just do it because they love it and they can't stop doing it. It's like a book addiction, right? So you just keep and you keep developing. And I'm an old dude. I mean, I've been playing my whole life, and I wrote songs for literally decades before anybody. Right. I used to just play them for people in my car, and force my friends to listen to them. And I wrote hundreds of songs, and it wasn't until Steel Panther actually started having some success that okay, well, this is great, because I finally had a vehicle for my own songwriting, right? So, and which was great for me, because it gave me an outlet, and it also gave me an outlet for my songwriting and my personality as well, because all of the Steel, it's all my own bitter sense of humor, like, that I get to use to write songs. And it's so much fun, and it's so but I think that's also the thing that, like, new artists should try to do. Like, that's something that you do as over time. You write as much as you can, and continue to develop, as a musician, and then try to play with as many people as you can, because playing with people, that's making music. That's, you jam with people and you have fun. And when I met the guys in my band, we didn't realize it, and until we stepped on stage. And when we stepped on stage, the first show we stepped on stage, we realized, well, oh my gosh, we've got something special. We've got what's known as a chemistry, right? Like, and when you can find that with other people, then it can be really, really great. And you need to nurture it. And so if you can have, as a songwriter, for me, that was like, oh, I've got these songs, I've got this ability to write songs, and now I've got this band with this chemistry. Let's see if we can put the two together, and also try to not break up. Like, because, let's face it, you get all these bands, like, over the years that, oh my God, Van Halen, they're the greatest band in the world. Oh, they're gone. You know what I mean? Like, bands break up.
Yeah.
After 6 fucking years. It's like, dude, you're just starting out. You've been together 6 years, and fucking people break up. It's like, and a lot of times they break up for stupid reasons. Like, man, the fucking singer fucked my girlfriend. Like, so what? Get over it.
That's it. Exactly. Yeah. No, that was really well said. I think, and like you say, you've got to really have that passion for it, and I don't think you can stop. So yeah, just keep evolving, like you say, and that's really good advice there.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, Jay, and hopefully I'll talk to you soon, and we'll get some fight tracks on the go for the fans anyway. All right, cheers, buddy. Rock on. All right, keep going. Adios, amigo.
Into the pit.
Fight into the pit.
Oh, there we go.
God, that hurts! That was that's Metal Man. Make some noise for us. Hey, Presto, get the fuck out of here. I'll tell you what, if you were bald, it would have been just like being next to Rob Halford.
Dude, I manage Metal Man now, so if you guys want him for your band, call me.
This is JJ of Fight, and you're watching Metal Stream Radio.